What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of K-Cards Baseball. Thanks for joining me this evening. Hopefully you all are doing well out there. And tonight we are going to be going over 1973 TOPPS football. And this is an auction preview video. These cards will be going up for auction this coming Sunday, most likely. I think I'm going to try and get them up and running on Sunday. I should have time to go ahead and do that. So you guys can look for that on the Vintage Fire Sales and Card site on Facebook. I will put a link down in the description down below for that auction so that you guys can go ahead and take a look at that if you get them in to do so. It's super easy to join the Vintage Fire Sales auction site. And they do have really good auctions going on there all the time. Alrighty, guys, I did want to pull up the website on Facebook, or the site on Facebook, so you guys have an idea of what to look for if you go to Facebook and want to look up the auction site. It is the Vintage Cards Fire Sales Wax Estates Auction House from 1860 to 1993. There are 45.1 thousand members, and it's super easy to find my auctions if you're interested in bidding on anything that I have up for auction. If you do, check out one of my auction previews that I do on the YouTube channel. All you have to do is click on the search button and you type in my name, which is Kent Smith, and my auctions will show up. Here is the one that I'm currently running right now for 1972 TOPPS football. And as I look at it, this auction is currently going on, and there are several bids. Here is the John Riggins card that is currently at $5. The Bob Griese, I think, is actually doing fairly well. That one is at, I think, $8. The Joe Namath is kind of lighting it up. That one, I think, is at like 24 right there. So the Zonka, I think, is at like 12 or something. Yep, $12. And this auction will be ending soon. The Riggins is at 6, and that auction is ended. There is a 24-hour rule. The auction does end 24 hours after the last bid. So if you look at the Namath card, for example, that one's still going on because the last bid was actually just 6 hours ago. So that bid will be going on for the next 18 hours till tomorrow night, basically at 6 o'clock. So if you're interested in that card and want to buy that card for more than $24, you guys can go onto this website and go ahead and do that. So it's really a good website to go to if you're interested in anything when it comes to card related. They have football, they have baseball, they have hockey, pretty much anything that you want on this website. The other website that I belong to that I've showed you guys a few times is the other vintage card site, which is the vintage baseball card site. This one right here, and this one strictly does baseball from 1985 and prior, so nothing past 1985. So this one is strictly for baseball, where the other one is a multi-sport website. So just wanted to show you guys that real quick before we get into these 1973 cards. So let's get into these 1973 cards. And with all the auctions that I run, when I'm running auctions and selling cards, I'm pretty particular about the condition of the cards when I sell them. Again, for these auction previews, I don't have any of them in sleeves because it's hard to tell the quality of the card if you try and look at them through sleeves. But I don't generally sell cards that are creased in any sort of way. I will sell cards that have dings in the corners or off-center, like this Jack Ham, which is actually a pretty nice card on the 73 Jack Ham card. So, but again, I don't sell cards that have creases, so that's one thing I do that I am particular about. So on this Jack Ham, for example, I believe this is his rookie card. and the card is going up for sale for $10. I have it in excellent 5 condition. The corners are in really nice shape. Centering is really good as well. The back is in really nice shape as well. I don't know why they always show the interception totals on the back of the card, because for a linebacker like Jack Ham was, interceptions weren't really part of his game at all. So I don't think this is actually his rookie card. I don't know what exactly is, but Jack Ham was a heck of a linebacker for the multi-Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. Mick Tingelhoff, a center for my Vikings, was probably one of my top 2 or 3 favorite players when he was younger and when he was playing center. He is a Hall of Famer, and one thing I like about him, look at his height, 6'2" and 235. Think about that for a center nowadays. But he had a long career. I think he also is one of the top leaders as far as consecutive games goes. I think he was over 280 consecutive games or so. So that is Mick Tingelhoff. The card is pretty dramatically off center, right to left, probably 95-5. Top to bottom is off center as well, 80-20 top to bottom. But I do have this card going up for sale for $2. George Blanda, quarterback / kicker for the Oakland Raiders, and he is one of the oldest players that was playing football at that particular time. He was really a heck of a player as far as being the combination kicker and quarterback. Anytime the starting quarterback, who was Daryl LaMonica at the time, would go out, George Blanda would always step in, and I think he played late into his 40s, so he had a really good career as well. Hall of Famer Carl Eller. This card is off center, right to left. Top to bottom isn't too bad. The corners are in really nice shape. No creases on the card, so this card will be going up for $2. Terry Bradshaw. Pretty nice card here. It looks like there is a rubber band mark across the card, though. You can see a slight flaw on the right edge and on the left edge, pretty much in the same spot. So that is a good indicator that that is rubber band damage. But other than that, the card is in really nice shape. Nice corners on the card, pretty decent centering on it for sure. Top to bottom is a little bit off, probably like 85-15 on the top to bottom. But I do have this Terry Bradshaw card going up for sale for $5 as a starting bid price on that card. John Riggins, this would be his second year card. This one does have some ink marks on the card, particularly on the right side, but throughout the whole card on the surface. This card is also off center, left to right, probably 95-5. Top to bottom is more like 97-3. But not a bad John Riggins card. The rest of it's in pretty nice shape. So this one's going to be going up for sale for $3 on the John Riggins. Freddie Biletnikoff, a heck of a wide receiver for a very long time for the Oakland Raiders. Nice card here. The centering on it right to left is pretty much dead on. Top to bottom isn't too bad either, probably 85-15, maybe 80-20. There is a wax stain on the back of the card, so that is why I have this card at $2 as far as the starting bid price. This one is going to be in a little bit better shape. As far as the back of the card, you can see that there isn't any sort of wax stain on the back of this card. Centering on this card is pretty nice, top to bottom and left to right. So this one will be slightly more than that first one. This one will be at $3 on this Freddie Biletnikoff, a Hall of Famer. We do have a combo card, 1972 rushing leaders with O.J. Simpson and Larry Brown on the front of the card. Larry Brown, not a Hall of Famer. O.J. Simpson, I think, is in the Hall of Fame. Anyways, the centering on the card is fairly decent on the back, and on the front is going to be slightly off right to left, not slightly off, pretty dramatically off, 95-5 on that. The bid price on this, as far as the starting bid price, is going to be $5. Merlin Olsen. I'm not going to go into great detail about this card other than it is a pretty nice card, but again, it looks like we have some rubber band damage on the right and left edge. The centering on the card is pretty nice, left to right and top to bottom. Merlin Olsen Hall of Famer, but I have this one at a starting bid price of $2. Next up, we have Eugene Upshaw. Really nice Eugene Upshaw card. That is why I'm selling this card at a pretty decent price, because the centering on it left to right and top to bottom is excellent. The back of the card is nice and vibrant, as is the front of the card. The corners are in really nice shape as well, so it is really a nice Eugene Upshaw card, and I do have this one at a starting bid price of $5 on that card because it is such a nice example. This card, Dick Butkus, does have a slight flaw in the upper left corner. Other than that, not a bad card. It is slightly off center left to right, but not horrible. The back is in pretty decent shape. The Dick Butkus card is going to be at $5 as far as the starting bid price for this card. Larry Zonka is next up, centering left to right. Is probably 70-30, top to bottom is 90-10. The back of the card is in really nice shape, but this is a pretty decent Larry Zonka card for sure, and this card will be going up for sale for $3. Bob Griese, quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback, and the leader, the quarterback for the perfect season. I think that was 1972 was the Miami Dolphins' perfect season. This card is pretty well centered left to right. I'd say 70-30, top to bottom, 80-20. The back of the card is in really nice shape. Nice corners on this card. Pretty solid card. There is a slight flaw in the bottom left if I can actually hold it in the right spot. So that is why this Bob Griese is going to be at $4 for a starting bid price. I'm going to put my camera down a little bit. Another Dick Butkus card. This Dick Butkus card is going to be pretty well centered left to right and top to bottom. Not a bad card at all. Corners are in really nice shape. There is a slight ding in the bottom right hand corner. The rest of the corners are in pretty decent shape. So this Dick Butkus card is going to be at $5 for a starting bid price. Alan Page. Nice card here of Alan Page. Centering on this card left to right, pretty decent. And top to bottom is really nice as well. Alan Page still the only defensive player to win most valuable player, I believe. Anyways, he was an excellent defensive tackle for the Vikings for a long time and a definite Hall of Famer. This Alan Page card is at $5. It's a really nice Alan Page. I wouldn't mind actually putting that in my PC. Fran Tarkenton. This card is going to be off center left to right, 85-15. Top to bottom actually isn't too bad. Let me know on the chat or on the comments down below why none of these cards, I smashed my camera, why none of these cards have any sort of team logos on the helmets. Obviously nowadays we know with Panini they can't use team logos because they don't have the rights to the Players Association. So that is why Panini doesn't do that for baseball, but let me know if it's the same situation for these football cards, if TOPPS didn't have the rights to them, and that's why they don't have any sort of team logos on any of the cards at all. This O.J. Simpson card is pretty decent, both left to right. Again, there is a slight rubber band ding on the both edges. The upper left does have a slight wrinkle. So the starting bid price for this card is going to be $7 on the O.J. Simpson card. Johnny Unitas. Now this card to me is kind of funny because it looks like he still is wearing his Baltimore Colts jersey, even though he was playing for the Chargers at the time. This was obviously towards the end of his career. The centering on this card is pretty poor. Top to bottom does have part of his name chopped off. The centering left to right is 97.3. Top to bottom is 100 and 0. There's no top edge at all. And we do have the same issue on the back. So this would be a really good card if it wasn't badly off center. So the starting bid price for this card is going to be $3. Nick Bonacani, I threw this one in there. The centering on this card is 80-20, both top to bottom. Top to bottom actually isn't bad, 80-20 on the left or right. Nice back of the card, and an excellent middle linebacker for the Dolphins for their Super Bowl run years. This card is going to be at $2. The last card I got to show you tonight is this Deacon Jones card. You can see how badly off center it is left to right. I would say 99-1. Top to bottom is more like 80-20, I would say. But other than that, it is not a bad card at all. A slight flaw on the back right there. You can see that. But other than that, not a bad card. The starting bid price on this card is going to be at $2. So that is the 1973 cards that we will have up for auction on the website. If you guys have any questions about the website and how auctions work on there, you can let me know down in the comments down below. I'd be glad to help you out with anything that I can do to help you get yourself into that channel and get navigating through the various auctions that they have going on there. So anyways, guys, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Be safe out there and happy collecting. We'll talk to you guys later.